Order up! Oh, what is up? Taryn Williams, and I'm back with a brand new episode of the Order Up Podcast. So I know it's been a while. It's probably been almost 2 months since I dropped the podcast. I've just kind of been working on some other stuff for the YouTube channel, some other videos, some other projects, things like that. But I was inspired to do a podcast because my uncle actually hit me up and was telling me that 2K is actually going to be doing a football game. And I was like, what? That's kind of crazy. I was going to do some research on it. And actually, maybe 15 minutes after he sent me a message, I actually saw a video on YouTube from a YouTuber I follow, Flimlo Raps. Definitely check him out. He does a lot of football content, things like that. Really good YouTuber. Definitely check him out. He actually did a video talking about what this new 2K game will kind of entail, sort of. So, but the big thing about the agreement is that 2K Sports is doing a new football game, but it's a non-simulation game because EA still owns the exclusivity rights to the NFL license with Madden. So 2K can make an NFL game, use the team's logos, things like that, but it has to be a non-simulation game. And then in Flimlo's video, he was kind of thinking about what it could be and things like that. And he was saying, it'll probably be something like how NBA Playgrounds, which is a game, which is now, I think it's called NBA 2K Playground. So 2K Sports made kind of their 2-on-2 kind of arcadey basketball game, and 2K might do something like that. And he was kind of saying, like, it's something that he's not crazy about, but he might play it. But for me personally, I've been dying for this. I hope 2K can make a really cool arcade style football game in the veins of, Blitz and in the veins of NFL Street, something like that. If you can kind of mix those two together with maybe the badges system and things like that from their NBA 2K series, it could be a lot of fun. So I'm kind of excited about what they're going to do. And I think according to his video, some of the research that he did, that the game's already in early development and it's supposed to drop next year in 2021, right before the start of the NFL season, because it will be an officially licensed NFL game with official rosters and team colors and team logos, but it cannot be a simulation game because that will directly compete with Madden. And the NFL doesn't want that because EA has that license, and it's not up until I think the end of the 2021 season, going into 2022. I think that's when their contract is up. But let's talk about this non-simulation arcade style football game. I'm assuming it's gonna be arcade style because I've been dying for stuff that's not simulation. Like, I like simulation in times. Like, I'm a big fan of it because you want to get that real experience. But I grew up in the EA Sports big era of games. I'm talking NFL Street, NBA Street. I'm talking NHL Hits with Midway. Like, I grew up in that EA Sports big in that midway midway in that midway era of games where you have NFL Street, NBA Street, what was it, FIFA Street, I think, and then of course you had from Midway, you had Blitz, you had NBA Jam, you had Hang Time, you had NHL Hits, MLB Slugfest. Like, you had all these games that were arcadey, fun, over the top. You and your guys can get together and just go crazy. You could play it for hours. And so if you could take that concept of kind of that arcadey and maybe Blitz NFL Street feel, add online capabilities to it, maybe add kind of a story to it where you try and build your squad up, kind of like what they did with NFL Street, when you do NFL Street, where you like get a bunch of players, you build your team up, and you go against the different NFL teams. That'd be cool. I don't want it to be like, oh, what was that crappy NFL game that came out? I can't think of the name of it. They had Sean Merriman on the cover. I can't think of it right now. I got it in my head. I want to say NFL Live, but that's not it. NFL on Tour. That's what it was. That game sucked. Don't let it be 2K. Please don't let it be NFL on Tour. That's all we ask. Like, please don't do that. Like, if it's some hybrid between Blitz and Street and like some of the other like 2K elements, I think it could be a lot of fun, especially add online components. You can add kind of like Flimmo talked about in his video, like add kind of like the crew mode from 2K. If you take like different pieces from different things and you add kind of the badges and leveling up the badges, like arm strength or stiff arm or spin move and all these things, but you make it fun and you get people into playing. Because in my opinion, I just got tired of simulation. Like, I'm always on the lookout for more arcadey style games. just to kind of give that, that old school feel and that old school vibe back from, when I was growing up, where graphics weren't the biggest thing, where gameplay and having fun and like addictive gameplay was kind of the drawing point. It might not look the best. Like, you remember Blitz? Blitz was all the characters like extra chunky and beefy for no apparent reason, but the game was fun. It was solid. It was tight. It was competitive. They had kind of like the rubber band mechanic where you were never completely out of a game. So all the games are always tight, and one mistake could end the whole game, and that's what we need back. We don't need like the simulation, knowing 100,000 button combinations and how the stick goes into this, but goes into this, where a jab step is 5 moves. Like, you don't want that. You just need the simple button controls. And if 2K can do this with their NFL or with their non-simulation NFL game, I think it could be a huge success. Like, I'm excited about it. I hope it's fun. I kind of hope it's kind of colorful too, because that was something that made a lot of the arcade games so special. Because they were colorful. They weren't just traditional, like NFL colors. You can get like just some variety. Kind of has some pop. Maybe it's kind of cell shaded. You can give it kind of a comic book. Like they can do so much with this, with them not being kind of handcuffed by a simulation style game. 2K might go crazy. Like, they might do some really cool things, and I hope they have some really cool ideas in mind. Hope there's a demo like maybe early next year before the game drops. Getting on some of that action. But I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for checking out this brand new episode of the Order of Podcast. I know it's been a while since I dropped one. But thank you so much for supporting it. Thank you so much for sharing it. Also feel free to comment. Let me know what you think. If there's any topics you would like me to cover on the Order of Podcast, definitely hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email. I guess leave a voice message on Anchor. Whatever you feel, but definitely thank you so much for supporting. I greatly appreciate it. I'm sorry the podcast hasn't been around for about maybe a month and a half, 2 months, but we're gonna try to get back into it. I've just been doing some other projects as well, but thank you for always rocking with me. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and always forever slicing, dicing, gaming. It's not just a motto; it's a lifestyle. I'll see you in the next video, the next podcast, whatever I post. Later.